Here is a man that I do not know, but you guys might have seen him somewhere. I don't know where. I'm just, Anyways, welcome, sir. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. Hope you guys can hear me well. I'm Olando, aka Junker, aka Aki Baby Father, aka Aki Fiance, aka Aki Man, aka Zaire Daddy.
That's a lot of AKAs, might I add.
Yeah, also known as aka.
That would actually make sense, it really does make sense. So let's just jump right into it. How did you feel when you heard that you were going to be a father? So the day when your girlfriend took the pregnancy test and sent you a WhatsApp, because this is what she told me, right? You took a WhatsApp, she sent you a WhatsApp picture and tell you, say, this is the case. How did you feel in that very moment while you were at work? Because of course that's what you told me.
Well, I was at work and I got a text saying, hey, you check your what? No, I got a call saying you check your WhatsApp.
Please don't embarrass your girlfriend at any point during this live. This is not what we're here for. Okay? I'm just saying. Anyways, continue.
I'll keep it family friendly. So, got a call saying, hey, check your WhatsApp, and I was like, okay, cool. Give me a sec. I think I was doing something at work, and when I checked it, I saw the test, and I was like, okay, where you get this from? Because she had at some point in time before then made a joke of it at some point, and to the point where I broke down crying because we were in a position. As a matter of fact, we wasn't in our own place at that point in time when she made that joke. So this come again, I was like, yeah, we now want better position, but not the best of position, not the position we want. We are work towards things. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, where I get this from? And she then told me like, look, you can see the bed sheets in it, so it's supposed to be familiar to you. And
did you lose your mind? Did you almost go crazy?
I mean, any Jamaican would know when you get the shits. So I mean, you start sweat, close to start washing. I mean, it's news. It's news. It's like, okay, well,
so how was, all right then. So do you think you were ready to be a father?
No, to be honest. All right, let me say this. As old as I was when my girlfriend got pregnant, I can say that before that, I like my friends, my peers, Jamaica.
She tell you this that I'm from America. Please explain. Oh, good.
Listen, you want to use the bathroom, you want to cough, you want to go bathe, you want to do everything at the same time. You don't know what to do with yourself. You don't know if you can work for the rest of the day. So your brain all over the place.
Confuse them just.
Yes, confuse them. So I don't know what I was explaining just now.
You were talking about, I asked you if you're ready to be a father. Do you think you were ready to be a father?
I said the environment wasn't the best, but it's like, getting to an age, you're like, yo, do all of my friends them around me have youths, what I want for me? And then that was when I was younger, like 25, 24 years old. And then I start looking at it like, but I'm not in the position that they are in. And as such, you start looking at it, say, if you have somebody that really did it for you, why not build a foundation with that person first and then look towards having the kids when everything so-called well, which can never, let me say this, it's never a right, there's never a right time. There's never a right time, because you tell yourself, say, you need to do this before, as a matter of fact, my lowest point was me need to start get 50,000 Jamaican as pay before me have a child. When me start work, that me realize, say,
never made no sense.
Never made no sense. Tell myself, say, me need to start work 100 Jamaican thousand before me start think about start make that. Y'all gonna say, this not work. No, it's
so So, all right, now, early pregnancy days.
Mm-hmm.
Was your girlfriend sick? Was she like, did you go through the roller coaster of the first trimester with her, or was it like an easygoing trimester?
To be honest, I must say that for the most part, she is like an ox. She is very strong, very, very strong. I remember little to no sickness of any sort. Um, Maybe a one throwing up or something, but not that I can recall. It was a continuous thing where I have to be, on her trying to get things to soothe her. Or no, she was up and running, up and playing, jumping fence, everything, everything.
She was jumping fences. Is
Yeah,
that so?
we were playing nonetheless. We usually play by our mother-in-law's house, and she would jump over the couches and stuff, and with the big belly, it was like nothing.
Wow. Wow. A champion indeed. Sounds like a stallion.
Yes, 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 very much so. Very much.
So, what was the pregnancy like for you? Because, women would normally know what the pregnancy is like for them. But what was the pregnancy like for you?
All right. To be honest, I was scared. I was so scared, like heavily scared. Like it's like, I mean, well, she made it seem very easygoing and
Yes.
yeah, like effortless. And I was like, what's gonna happen tomorrow? What if this happened to her? So the birth process, the things that I need to take care of to make sure that you are comfortable. Well, she is comfortable. Can you drop the third person thing?
No.
But fine, fair
Too
enough.
fun.
Um, yes, to make sure that she's comfortable, to make sure that, it's like, so, I mean, I really wanted to be there every step of the way, and as such, it was very, you know, heavy on the mind, like
Okay.
daily.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go now to the birth story. All right. We're kind of going through this quickly.
Hmm.
Um, the birth, so the day when she went into labor, the baby, everything. What was your experience? Because we know that she was in pain, naturally, but
No, to be honest, if I can tell a story like about a few nights before, um, you know, I think
will she
how
approve
it
of
had,
this story?
yeah, yes, yes, yes. How it had happened is that we went to the doctor a few times, and they were like, the baby's getting big. It's not due for another 2 weeks, and as such, um, we have to take different measures of birthing. Because we were of the understanding that we wanted a natural birth, but the doctors were basically recommending a C-section.
Okay.
My thoughts that I proposed to them, that was, let's try the natural way first. If there's any complication, we can then advance to that. Otherwise, no. And I mean, you know, having to schedule baby shower and stuff, and then have to find that funds for the doctor, the last minute change because of the OBGYN, or how so it go. Anyway, it really kind of make you realize that these are things that is gonna happen over the span of life, but people tend to prey on it for money
Yep.
purpose.
Yep.
And I mean, I was like, what this girl I eat on the house?
Would she agree
Can
with that statement?
if the big so I eat on the house. Then I jack buff and me I jack pen. So it's like
Let's jump to the day of the birth, right? Labor.
one Saturday I asked her to follow me to football training. She came, and I asked her to walk around the field a few times. She did.
Critics
I
aside, critics aside.
yeah, it was, I thought that was what the baby needed and stuff, but it so happened that what the baby really needed, because I went to bed that Saturday night, and I don't know when she woke up. To be honest, I don't know when she woke up. I hear banging of some sort, like somebody hitting the ground or somebody hitting the bed.
Banging.
Yeah, and I was like, what's that? And
I think I
I was
remember
like,
you telling me that she was just on the bed. She was just in pain on the
oh,
bed.
okay, she was in
That's what I
pain.
remember.
Yes, she was in pain on the bed.
And then what?
Then, then the rest was history because I had to call the doctor. We called the doctor. To be honest, we changed hospital like last minute. So even up until that day, she wasn't registered with the hospital that the baby was actually delivered. Went to the hospital, did the necessaries to get her in. As I said, she was such a champ. The next door neighbor
Because
realized
she
what was
was in
happening with
labor,
her.
so she had no
Yeah,
idea what was going on. So what were you
exactly.
doing while she was like screaming and in labor?
What at the hospital? I'm going to the
Yeah, yeah,
hospital.
at the
Seem like
hospital
you're rushing
because
the
like,
conversation. I'm sorry. What's that happening?
hmm?
You seem like you're rushing the conversation or something. Sorry. What
I'm so
happened?
sorry. No. I just thought that you got to like the labor section, but I wanted to know what was happening, because you told
No.
me that you guys changed hospital like
Last
last
minute.
minute.
Yeah, we changed
Hmm.
last minute to the point where she well, water break and water never break, but she in labor and
Okay.
and we didn't secure the second hospital. Went there, went to the hospital. As I said, called the doctor. The doctor told us to meet her there. Paid for the room, paid for whatnot, grabbed the little necessaries that we were gathering around the time before the labor come to play. At the hospital, that's where the real, you know, brain worrying starts settling. Because, I mean, at this point in time, there's nothing you can do as a man. This is her journey at this point. But all you can
Hmm.
do is to be there as support and, kind of put up that front that all is okay. Because, I mean, for me, it wasn't all okay because, as I said, for one, them one, the C-section could be able too big. We said we were doing it naturally. Secondly, I mean, this doctor that we got last minute, she's very wise. Can't take away that from her, but we didn't know that for the most part. And I mean, she was also very calming also as a doctor. But funny thing is, I don't know if any other guy can relate to feeling pain while their girlfriend, baby mother, wife is feeling pain from childbirth. I witnessed and felt pain nonetheless because I was being draped in the pants like a criminal being tucked in the back of a ratty.
Oh.
A ratty is a police van. Um, she had her hand
Hmm.
down the front section of my pants where she continued to twist and grab while she felt the contractions.
Oh dear.
Um, yes, so I mean, the doctor then came in and did the necessary as it relates to, checking her temperature, whatnot, putting her on drip and whatnot, and then they burst the water there because the water, they something never break, so then bust the water and
What was that
splash.
experience like for you seeing that happening? Like, was it a lot? Was it a little?
It was a lot. It was a lot, to be honest.
Did it look yucky?
No,
Okay.
no, no. To be honest, further down in
You
the
are also a forensic
story,
scientist, so I can't really take your word for it.
I mean, to other people might, but it didn't. It didn't. To be honest, it wasn't yucky. I mean, they kept telling her to shush. She was making a lot of noise on the ward.
My
There were other
word.
there were other babies on the ward and baby mothers on the ward, and she kept
That's a bit inconsiderate, there, I must say.
no, to be honest, I was wanting to fight that nurse at one point
Got you.
because she didn't know what she was saying at that point, and she didn't know who she was talking to, because I was about to give her a right hand backhand, but to make things move smoothly along, we decided not to
Okay.
as a couple, and they moved her from that initial room to now the delivery room or the theater, where I was given a gown. I felt like a doctor for a day. Gown and hat and the thing over your shoes, and was told to sit outside and give us a few. We're gonna set her up, and you can come in a few, and then.
Really, that happened?
Yeah, Dr. Condition then called me in and was like, okay, hold her hand. But listen, at that point, bro, understands that my girl, she kind of heavy set, see? She thick. So, to say veins on her is not normal. And when I saw veins in her forehead, I started fretting. But at that point, Zaire's big head was peeking out. I could have see right there, and the doctor is asking her to push. And then at one point, we were there for a few, waiting for the contractions to come on. That's when Dr. Cushton was like, listen, he's in that space too long. That's when I really, started bracing, kind of coax her in some sense. Like, listen, it's just the last one, wait until the pain come on, do that last push and get him out there, this and that. And I mean, to be honest, listen, I tell you, after that day, I have a different respect for women. He popped out. He really mushy face, pink. I mean,
what was your feeling? What were your emotions like seeing him?
Very happy. Like this is him. And the only thing that of resemblance to me that day in terms of complexion was his balls. I kid you not. He was pink. He was very pink. So I mean, I was like, wow. And the size, he was big.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
big. He was big, and they asked me, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? And I was like, oh, sorry, that's
battery low.
Sorry, that's me. You want to cut the umbilical cord? And I was like, yes, sure. I mean, that's what I'm here for. And I cut it, and they then took him to the nursery, and I followed, and he was, I mean, I'm sure you guys heard him, like, over the airwaves and stuff. He has a large voice box, so he was loud. He was very loud, and I mean, this might sound funny because it's coming across funny because you can't laugh about it now, but I know that others have had very tragic and traumatic situations, but to be honest, it was a very beautiful moment at the end of the day. Getting that first bond with him. I mean, you bond with the baby inside the belly with the mother, and to bond with both separate as two separate individuals. Very, very touching. Very touching.
Would you do it again?
Very touching. Very touching. Very touching.
Does your girlfriend want to do it again?
Very touching. Very touching. That first bond.
All right. So,
yeah.
Being a parent, because how old is your son now?
He is 4. Just the other day.
So you've been a parent now for 4 years.
4 years.
What would you say you have learned about being a dad?
So then now listen.
And what else?
They are their own little humans that do not listen.
That is true.
You cannot program. You cannot program them. And I mean, to be honest, we expect that, and we very much, enforce that, so that you have choices, you have decisions, and based on your decisions, the consequence that comes after. But I mean, there's a lot more to be learned, because at this point in time, he is not, talking much. So I'm waiting for that first, for us to have more
When you start shut off your ears.
Yeah. So I can know what is on his mind. At this point in time, I have to be guest and spelling. So yeah.
And what would you change anything? Do you think you would change anything?
To be honest, no. To be honest, I mean, as I can't even say it over this, but as troublesome as he is, and no, I wouldn't change that. He is something to look forward to. At this point in time, me lose moment. To be honest, me lose moment, because his needs come before mine and whatnot. But I mean, even when we complain in that sense, and then it's like he is basically put aside. It's like I'm like, when the where is he? So at the same time, you're like, what do you do?
What do you love the most about being a father?
I mean, to be honest, the other day I was putting him to sleep over the weekend, and he said to me, "Lie down, daddy." And I was like, this sound like a person I call me daddy. I not even feel that old. I just what you me born too. So it's like, having that person will look up to you, where go giddy headed when them see you, where things say you are basically savior from every harm that can. I mean, I said the word of this, I mean, I kind of feel it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're his person, Oh, I don't have anything else to ask you about being a dad, but that's some good vibes. This is a good conversation. I love it. And I knew tonight's episode would be short because it was kind of impromptu, bringing you on. But it was lovely to hear the birth story from your perspective. For persons who don't know us and don't watch our vlogs, he's actually my fiance and the father of my child. So I was just playing around when I was doing that. See, Chrissy Cam said we definitely need more dads on Mama Monday. Yeah, but I need them to come out. I don't know if them go and come talk to me. But yeah, this was a good conversation because it's always good to hear from both perspectives. We've heard from the ladies, we know how the ladies feel, we know how the ladies go through, and although we can basically guess and spell that, right? But we never really know how the men feel on the other side of the pregnancy, and how things really go from their end. So,
and you see the thing is, a lot of men are scared, a lot of men are afraid, and as such, they find ways and means to either take themselves out of the situation or allow whatever circumstance to drive them out of the situation. And to be honest, I mean, you hear me say this countless times on the Educate Me show. If it was the case where kids were supposed to be brought up in a single parent home, whether that be male or female, we would have been asexual beings, meaning, or I don't remember the term, but the hermaphrodite.
We could just,
type.
I'm not sure, but they would just be able to have our own
Yeah,
kids. Yeah, on
yeah,
our
but
own. Nobody needed.
yeah, it wouldn't take two to have the child. So I mean, a lot of men just look on it as them doing their part is planting the sperm and that's it. But there is a lot more to be done. And as we keep on say, if relationship broke down, parenting doesn't. Still be a parent to your child.
That's true.
Man to make you wise up and stand up now.
Thank you so much for being on tonight. Guys,
Yeah,
this
man.
is the end of season 1. Season 2 will be back February 28th. I'm seeing a lot of persons saying they want to see more dads in season 2. That can happen, which is why I'm going to really announce the theme for season 2 yet, because based on how things go, I want to kind of sculpt the theme around that. So remember, if you're not following the page, Imperfectly Natalya, you can follow to get the notification when we go live. You can also follow Olando's page because he has a live on Fridays
Yeah,
where we talk
yeah,
about weird stuff. Well, not
yes,
weird
and
stuff. We don't talk about the weird stuff already.
yeah, and this week is a continuation of last week for Battle of the Sexes because we are trying to identify what is that factor that is driving a wedge between the male and female, black man and woman, basically in the community of today's day and age. But just before you close out, where's the free refreshments? Because I was told that free refreshments and
How
goodie
do
bags.
I take you off this live? I'll go ahead and just have a good night. Have a good night. See whenever I see you. Have a good night.